Well, good afternoon from Almory car park. I've shot up today because, well, I was out of the house this morning right enough, but I decided to make a quick excursion just to get out of the house on Sunday afternoon because I think the weather's going to close in again. I'll be up this direction tomorrow, of course. I'm going to be up to Aberfeldy, but I'll be some reduced vlogs as well in the coming weeks, I'm afraid. But certainly I just thought I'd come up and view the kind of dank weather we get in autumn. Kind of reminds me a wee bit too as I was driving through the glen and looking at these rich autumn colours that abound all around. And I've obviously been thinking about Up and Down too, and you know, if she's made that drastic error of buying those damn shares, but regardless, still obviously think about her. And what was present in my mind was the time that it was autumn, and I said to her, would you like to go for a walk next weekend? This is before she'd gone off to convent. I said, would you like to go for a walk next weekend? I believe the weather's to be quite nice for walking in autumn. And I know you really like the autumn leaves. And she agreed immediately, which I thought was very good. So she then called me back and she said, I've changed my mind. I don't have anything proper to wear. I'm not going out of the house without a cashmere. I thought, for goodness sake, Up and Down. I said, it's just a walk we're going. We're not going to theatre or anything. And she said, no, I'm not going unless I've got cashmere. So I had a little look around and I shot off to, it's a fabulous store. I know the proprietors very well. And I said to them, I'm looking for some cashmere, and they said we've got some lovely colours, and I shot down several miles to the store, and one thing that got me was this lovely, very, very soft merino wool, and it was a beautiful yellow. I do recall they had such a variety of the cashmere, but I decided that just for one-off channel, I'll buy the nice bright yellow merino wool, and I thought it really set off her beautiful face and hair. And anyway, a week later, I went to pick up Up and Down, and she opened the door to me and she says, do you have the cashmere? And I said, I do. Well, let's discuss that. And she says to me, there won't be anything to discuss if it's not cashmere. So immediately I was in a bit of a position, and I said, look, I've got it beautifully gift wrapped. She said, I don't care if it's not cashmere. I'm not wearing it. So I said, it's merino wool. And she took it off me. She opened it. I very much knew from her eyes that she was very fond of the colour. It's not something she would normally wear, but I think she was quite surprised when I made that choice of this rather bright yellow. She unfolded the garment, and she tore it apart. That's right, she literally tore it apart. I said, Up and Down, what are you doing? And she said, it's not cashmere. I don't want anything but cashmere. Take it away. And of course, the day was absolutely ruined. And I said, you've got a frightful temper. why are you like being so ill-tempered all the time? And I'm trying to get us out and about, and she slammed the door on me, and I don't know. It was such a sad event, and I called her several hours later. I says, "Did you do anything special?" But she didn't say much. She just sort of, well, it was kind of like what I would imagine to describe as looking down the phone. That type of event, looking down the phone. And I was thinking too that there has been many occasions on Up and Down has ruined what could have been a rather special day, and I do have so many now when I think about it. Yes, I can recall just when I'm sitting here. I said to her before she was going, I wanted to do several things with her before she went off to convent. And I said, "Would you like to go to the opera?" And she says to me, she says, "I'm not going to the opera." And I said, "Oh, please, Up and Down. It would be fabulous for us both." So, thankfully, she did agree. And I believe it was, yes, it was Puccini's La Bohème. And got tickets and stuff, you know, Bohème, meaning Bohemia, which very much suited my Up and Down friends' characteristics in many respects when I think about it. But, so we went to the opera. It was a 7:30 start, so we were there quite sharp. I think we were there just before 7. And I wanted to grab a couple of things beforehand and stuff, but we were just making our way through the foyer when she says, "I'm not going in. I've decided not to bother." And I was furious. I said, "Oh, Up and Down, please, for goodness sake, what is it now?" And she said, "I don't have the right shoes on." I said, "Why do you always have to be so bloody assiduous?" I says, "Of course you've got the right shoes on. What shoes do you mean?" And she recounted, she said that the heels on her shoes just weren't quite up to the job. I thought, oh gosh, you're driving me insane, Up and Down. Please, let's just go in. It's Puccini's La Bohème. Please, let's go in. But she didn't. She sauntered off and she got herself a cab and away she went. I was very, very upset. Quite heartbroken. Standing there with all the patrons looking at me. Many, of course, who knew me. I was standing there with my tuxedo and bow tie. And Up and Down had gone. Over a bloody pair of shoes, of all things. Oh, when I think of the things she's done, there's been many occasions, I have to say, I mean, it saddens me. But despite everything, despite it all, I still care for her very much. She really is, she brings a special cheer to my heart every time I think of her. Except for when that evening when we were at the La Bohème, of course. Yes, now I remember also I said to her, "Have you ever been to the fun fair?" And she said to me, "Of course I've been to the fun fair." And I said, "Well, I've not been with you, and would you like to accompany me to the fun fair?" I really wanted to be with her. So she agreed, and it was a delightful evening, I must say. The lights and the smells and the noise, you know, it was just absolutely wonderful. It really was. And of course, Up and Down, she was very, very well dressed. She One of those evenings when she had her fabulous brown tweeds on, and she was those very, how do you say, like the tree over there, those mittens she had on her wrists, and she was absolutely beautiful. So I says to her, I says, would you like some candy floss? And she said, yes, please. And I still remember the smells and the fragrance of the candy floss, the sweetness of it. And she had it on her chin and her face and her cheeks. I said, it was such a moment. And then she says to me, can I buy you something? I says, yes, of course. And she bought me a toffee apple, a hot toffee apple, and she stuck it right in my eye. She stuck it in my eye, and it was very painful. I said, oh, up and down, what is this about? And I think on that occasion she was rather upset herself. She didn't mean to cause any harm. But I still have a big mark where the where the toffee apple creased around my eye, and I said, thanks very much for Up and Down for spoiling my good looks. And she said, you don't have any good looks. I've told you many times you're a hideous, hideous cretin.